Welcome back once again. This is part 3 of the video based on the lesson Adventures in a Banyan Tree by Ruskin Bond, included in Unit 1 of Standard 10 course book. In this episode, we will be dealing with certain discourses and language elements. We'll have a quick glance at the items that we are dealing with. Diary entry. In the last part also we finished with a diary entry. Here again we are introduced to another diary entry where we see the date and day is given. Today I happened to see a strange case. Saw 3 baby squirrels in the nest of the grey squirrel. The surprising thing is that all the babies were white. How did the grey squirrel get white babies? Perhaps, the white rat is the father of these babies. Maybe. Tomorrow I'll ask grandfather. He may know about this difference. The funny thing is that the squirrel had taken away my grandmother's knitting materials. She used all these materials to keep her children safe in the hole in the banyan tree. So this is a sample diary entry. We'll move on to the next discourse, letter, where the boy writes a letter to his friend explaining the things that happened that afternoon. You remember what happened in the afternoon? What was the main incident that happened in that afternoon? It was the fight between the cobra and the mongoose. So how did he start? He gave a from address there, a date. After that he started with a salutation. Dear Ramesh. So before starting the main part of the letter, he asked some friendly questions. How are you? Hope you are fine. I am fine here. Like that. He says, I am going to write this letter to tell you about a strange incident. Now read that letter. If you don't get enough time to read, if I move on to the next slide, you can come back and pause it and read it. So, you know that fight was between the mongoose and the cobra. See how that story has been converted into a letter. That's what you have to familiarize. So towards the last paragraph, this was a rare experience for me. I thought of writing to you first about it before telling the incident to someone else. It shows that friendly nature to the person who is writing. Hope you will convey my best wishes to your father, mother and sister. Hope you will reply soon. See how the letter ends, yours friendly, Subin, yours friendly or lovingly. And can give a name for that boy also. So this is the structure of a letter. Familiarize the structure of the letter and you can write the letter using the events that we discussed in part 1. If you are familiar with that events, You can very well write a letter or a diary or any discourse that come on your way. The next discourse is writing a paragraph. Here you are asked to write about the importance of conserving trees. Need to conserve trees. Why you have to conserve trees? You can read it. Take your own time by pausing the video and move on to the next slide after reading it. Some general statements also can be used in between. Carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas, something that versus global warming. So like that you can use, you can read it, pause it and read. Now we move on to writing a news report. What will be the news report regarding that incident that happened under the banyan tree? See, there is a title, A Strange Fight, and a place is given, Missouri. Maybe sometimes you can add the date also, no problem. And see how the news report is developing, how it is going forward. Read it. Pause the video and read it. Next we move on to the character sketch. Character sketch of the boy can be asked for the examination. Character sketch of the grandfather can be asked. So you can go through that. The little boy who sits on that banyan tree is the main character. See, the whole story is through the boy's eyes that we see the nature, its beauty, harmony that Ruskin Bond wishes to express, tell to the readers. Pause the video and read it. We move on to another important part, language elements. There will be a question for editing where a passage will be given and some errors will be there in the passage which will be underlined or given in bold or in both. And what the child has to do it, read the passage and correct the errors. Immediately the cobra struck. His great hood come down so quickly that I thought nothing could save the mongoose. But the little fellow jumped neatly to one side and darted in as swiftly as the cobra, biting the snake on the back and darting away again off out reach. So I will give you some hints. The first and the second questions, A and B, are errors related to tense forms. Third one, C, is something related to spelling. And D is something with the position of the words or syntax, what you call. The right position of the words. Now try to find the answer, and after finding the answer you can verify the answer in the next video. Complete the conversation. That's also another question that may come for the examination. So the conversation between the boy or the grandfather and the boy is given. First one, a clue is given, worry. I saw a terrible fight between a mongoose and a cobra. Grandfather dash. Okay, there's a question. That's also a question. I saw them under the banyan tree. That's the answer for that question. B. Question that you have, what the question you have to write. See, the boy answers for the question asked by the grandfather. If you had thrown something at them, something might have happened after that. If clause, had with had. If you had. Again, the boy says, let's go indoors. It's a question tag that should be added there. Grandfather, you had better. You had better. That's the usage. You had better do something. What should you do? That's left for the student to answer. Answer that. You can have a discussion with your teacher also and see whether your answer is correct or not. Another question with close type question. In spring, when the banyan tree was full dash, like that it goes. Read the whole passage. Read the whole passage and see the options given there. 5 gaps are there to fill in, and 6 items are given in the bracket below. You can fill it with the suitable word given in the brackets. Reported speech. Here again, in each and every item you can pause and look for the answer, and then only you may move to the other part. It's a conversation between grandfather and boy. Grandfather is asking a question. Who won the fight? Boy says, the mongoose won the fight. What did grandfather ask the boy? What did the boy reply? So you have to write the answer for those 2 questions given below. That will be that will be the answer, and that becomes a reported speech also, or a reported form also. Phrasal verb. Most often this question also comes for the examination, where you have to read the whole passage. 5 blanks are there. Read the whole passage. Pause it. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 options are given below. So all the options have to be used. And you can try with the answers. Place the answers in the blanks and read the sentence again. So you can identify whether the answer is correct or not. So that's another technique of finding out the answers. Identifying noun phrase in the subject position. 3 questions are given. The boy propped up a cushion against the bole of the tree. The mongoose came out of the bushes and rushed to the cobra. The cobra rose 3 of his 6 feet off the ground. So which are the noun phrases in the subject position? So that's the question. Pattern sentences. So 3 sentences are given there. Read those sentences. The mongoose and the cobra fought each other. In that sentence, 2 noun phrases, the mongoose, the cobra. These are the 2 noun phrases. They are connected with the word and. The mongoose and the cobra. So likewise, you can use any other 2 noun phrases and change the verb or do some changes there, and you can write similar type of sentence. When the boy came down, the grandfather had reached the courtyard. So here, when the two incidents, the boy came down is one incident, the grandfather reached the courtyard is another incident. Two incidents are connected with the word when, and see, in the second sentence we use had. Grandfather had reached the courtyard. See the third sentence. The boy was intelligent and brave. Intelligent and brave are two adjectives. So, connecting two adjectives using the word and. So, it should be similar type of adjectives. Then only we can connect with and. So, if it is in opposite in meaning, it will be, we cannot connect it with and. We cannot say intelligent and coward. So, the boy was intelligent and brave. You may connect it with some other adjective and write another new sentence. So you have to write three sentences of the same pattern. A list of that's the task that you have to do here. Read those, identify the adjectives, and you can keep them in your memory. It will be helpful for you to attempt the questions like pattern sentence questions. Here I have given some phrasal verbs which will help you to attempt questions related to phrasal verb. Read it, pause it and read it. With this, we are closing the first lesson and we will be moving to the second lesson in Unit 2 in the coming video. Thank you.